Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Science of Spirit. This is your host, JANICE VOELKER. And today I would like to talk about something called lighting the earth. This is a technique given to Dr. Hugh Harmon and Pamela Chilton many years ago. And it is a way for helping the planet and its inhabitants. It's a very simple technique that you can use every day, and it only takes a couple of minutes. I will have some channeled information for you guys as soon as I can. I'm still kind of getting that together and compiling it. Sometimes it takes me more than one channeling session to get some information. So hopefully I will get that up next week. But meanwhile, I thought that this would be a good thing to do with lighting the earth, especially with what is currently going on around the globe and the unrest here in the United States. So we will go ahead and do that now, and I'll show you how to do it and walk you through it. This is something that should be done, often, maybe once a day. So we will go ahead and do that now. Just sit with your eyes closed and imagine light coming down through the top of your head, through your pineal gland, and into your body. Now imagine that light going out through your third eye and beaming out to the earth. You can do this many different ways. You can imagine that you are holding earth in your caring hands and sending light to it that way. Or you could imagine a view from space, where you're looking at the earth from that view and send light all around the planet, into the mantle and into the core, without giving it any direction as to what to do. All you're doing is asking God or the Creator, infinite intelligence, to light the planet. You don't send any particular color, and you don't send any emotion or anything like that with it. Just imagine the earth being filled with light. And now you can go ahead and light yourself. And the people and places and pets and things that have meaning to you. You might want to light your home, your car, and then maybe even a goal that you have. And that's really it. It's pretty simple. Many years ago, Dr. Harmon was channeling, and a voice popped through that referred to itself as light. At first, they weren't sure if this was a spirit calling itself light or, whatever it was. But later they found out and realized it was the light speaking directly to them. Dr. Harmon has done many channeling sessions over the years and brought forth quite a bit of information from his higher self and higher selves of others, higher spirit, and light as well. And if you're interested in finding out more about them, you can go to their website at odysseyofthesoul.org. It's kind of an old antique website, but it has a lot of really good information on many topics. A lot of stuff regarding hypnosis and channeling, but a lot of channeled information too that you might want to check out. Here is something off of their website that I thought was interesting that Light had to say. Thought has power. 10 minds focused on a single thought magnify the power tenfold. 100 minds focused on a single thought increase the power 100-fold. However, 1,000 minds focused on a single thought have the power to move mountains. Hundreds of millions of minds focused on a single thought of restoring the balance of the earth can make enormous, even miraculous changes and restore the balance to the planet. I think this is something that would be interesting to experiment with a bit more. I know Lynn McTaggart wrote a book called The Intention Experiment. And if you haven't read that book, I really urge you to, because it's really interesting. She does a lot of experiments in there with focused thought, several people, and all the things that they could accomplish with that. It was really pretty cool. I remember a long time ago on the Art Bell show, he decided to do this very thing, and I remember it was trying to get a hurricane to either dissipate or move to a different area. And so he asked his viewers, which were many, to all together change the course or to lessen the impact of the hurricane. And it actually worked. So then I remember he did it again. And once again, it worked. But for some reason, it seemed to freak him out. And I remember him saying that it did. So he quit doing it. And I think, then everyone just kind of forgot about it. And I don't remember him ever trying to do it again later. So I don't know how many listeners he had, but he had a lot. And I thought that was interesting, or a good example of, getting people to focus on one thing. And in this case, the weather, and actually getting it to change. They actually created an impact on what happened. Now, this has been so long ago that I don't remember, the names of the hurricanes that he did this with, but I witnessed it. It was pretty interesting. So definitely worth doing. So focusing light on the earth, the more people who can do it, the better. And one key thing is not telling the light where to go or what to do, because we honestly don't know at any given moment where that is. So it's just best to let light figure that one out. I just thought with all the current unrest going on around the globe that this would be a good thing for people to do, because sometimes I know you can feel like you're just kind of at the mercy of what's going on, and that's not really the case. And jumping into the fray and getting upset and angry and all of that just kind of makes things worse. Plus, if you're focusing on that all the time, if you're watching this stuff on television, maybe you might not want to do that anymore. And I know that keeping a positive vibe is not always easy to do when you're seeing chaos, all around you. But being able to focus on sending light to the planet is something that we can all do. And enough of us together focused on that can create a huge change. And something I personally think would be interesting to try, if we could get enough listeners on this channel or even on others to do this all at the same time and actually witness the difference that comes about, almost like an immediate happening. Might be kind of an interesting thing to do. I don't know. Give it some thought. And so that's really all I've got for this week. I want to thank you all for listening, and please subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell to be notified when I upload again, and I will be back next week.